Whitewall is an independent film that takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where you have people who are carriers of a disease. So they built a giant white wall to separate people who are not diseased from people who are diseased, or the carriers of said disease. That having been said, people on the inside are like, well, we're going to develop a cure? We can't do a cure because we have no carriers. Okay. That's a pretty solid premise. But it primarily focuses on somebody who was raised in such a child internment camp. And it's his struggle and his remembering of his brutal upbringing and him trying to kind of topple everything by either escaping and finding help in the outside world or actually trying to take it down from the inside. That's a pretty compelling background, pretty compelling idea for a movie. We've seen lots of post-apocalyptic ones. This one had lots of promise. But the director went on to IMDb and he was like, there's a lot of things about this film that were experimental. You know, and you can tell that they do a part that I always hate when they do this in films. That almost was very, very loud. And it's a lot more easy to understand the dialogue. So you begin to turn up your volume. As you turn up your volume, you now have this moment where when they're talking really loud, it's really, really loud. And I've got, an 8-month-old asleep and a wife that's asleep. I'm trying to watch a movie that's constantly going really quiet sort of conversation, really loud conversations. If you want to do whispering, you can have your camera be closer to the people who are talking. So it still gives the illusion they're whispering because you're not seeing anything else going on in the foreground and background. But the idea of having them kind of just talk and whisper, where it's like, I can't tell what they're saying. And some of the action sequences seemed bizarre. Lots of pretty decent knife fighting, but they just seemed like they were shot in an odd style. Again, this is independent film, so I try to give it more, if this is someone's first film doing this, they're independent, they don't have a lot of the money to try to do this, and I think he said he did it in 2 weeks. So that being said, not a bad film. I think it had a lot of great potential that, due to other limitations, it just did not live up to.